Hi, I'm a psychic and medium, and I was born on All Hallows Eve, October 30th, in a little town called Springfield, right on the outside of Salem, Massachusetts. And I'd like to tell you my story of how I became a psychic and medium myself. I wasn't really born with this gift, or maybe I was, but I didn't think I was. And when I was a child, I would see visions in the wallpaper turn into faces, and I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. I was raised Catholic in a regular grade school and had a lot of fear around 10 years old of myself and maybe my own power. My sister told me that I was afraid that I was a witch when I was 5 years old. That's pretty young to be afraid that you're a witch. I want to tell you my life story. So I'm going to go into my life story to help you to know how to be an intuitive, clairvoyant person yourself. We're all born with the gift in our consciousness. We're in the alpha state of consciousness as we're a baby coming in. And we all have the ability. It's just that when we go through grade school and we go through further in life, it tends to shut our intuitive self down. So I've just learned to open mine up. What happened to me first was I didn't believe in psychics at all. I always thought they were just little people that, mysterious people that sat in their house, had dwarfs on the outside of their house, and, were weird, and I was afraid of them. I didn't have any belief. I had a scientific mind when I was growing up. And I had a near-death experience where I was in a car accident, and I had lost an organ in my body. I lost my spleen. And then later on in life, I proceeded to grow a new one back in spirit form. And then I took some medication prescribed to me by a doctor, and that's what I tell people was what happened to me in my near-death experience, where I saw an angel in the ambulance. So my stomach was being pumped, and when I looked over to the right, I saw a dark female with dark skin, a black female. She didn't look like an angel. She didn't have wings. She had a burlap cloak on. But she looked at me with messenger warning eyes, and she said, "What the doctors are doing to is wrong. Patience is a virtue. In God we trust. And when you look down on the ground and see a penny, that's a reminder that I'm around you." So after that, I started realizing that I couldn't take medications because I had a rare gene mutation, which is called a heterozygous gene, and in my DNA I cannot go to Western medicine. I have to go to Eastern medicine for healing. So Eastern medicine is like Indian medicine. I cannot take any pharmaceuticals at all. My body rejects them. I believe my body is smart. If you have an accident or something, yes, there's a need for doctors, to help you. I mean, they helped me at that time when I lost my spleen. They took my spleen out because I was bleeding internally, and then they sewed me back up. And, in that case, when it's an emergency, yes, you have to use a doctor. But after I went through that experience, I started noticing that I was hearing things, hearing voices talk to me. And I went to the doctor even, and, they're like, "You don't tell a doctor that you're hearing voices because they'll diagnose you with, weird things like schizoaffective disorder and things like that." But, I don't have that. It's just that what the spirits tell me about disease is that, on the planet right now, we should not be eating white flour, we should not be eating sugar, we should mostly be eating vegan and raw foods, we should limit our meat, we should only be eating grass-fed beef, or limit our eggs and eat only brown, cage-free, free-range eggs. And that's how I keep my body really healthy now, at the age I'm at, and how I continue to do the very intuitive work where I open up my third eye. That helps you open up your third eye. White flour and sugar, all the spirits that come to me, and when I do my sessions, which I do thousands of sessions of readings, the spirits tell me, for the loved ones who are sitting here in the chair with me, the spirits who have passed on the other side tell me why they died, why they got sick, why they got cancer, why they got heart disease, because they ate too much dairy. Dairy's a no-no. It's not good. White flour, sugar, and too much, maybe too much caffeine, too many stimulants. So I proceed to tell you the rest of my story, then I started working in a little card shop reading tarot cards for people when I was young. And I was scared, I was nervous, but I went out and I bought a set of tarot deck, and I started reading for family and friends, and I thought, this is cool. I feel like I'm psychic now, after my near-death experience. And so I did better and better and better, and I was drawing more clients, and this was when I was very young, like 20 years ago. And I was like, I really like this path. I really, really like this path. So now I'm a full-blown psychic and medium, and I stand in front of audiences as a medium. What the spirits tell me is, limit your cell phone usage, because cell phones, I feel a heat. As soon as I put my cell phone to my ear, I feel the heat in my brain. That radiation from the cell phones are not good for you too much. We get addicted to cell phones. Dopamine, it triggers our dopamine in the brain. Social media definitely triggers the dopamine in the brain. People need dopamine. I mean, people in society, we're living in a fast-paced world because of all the cell phones. It's a fifth-dimensional universe if we can tap into that. How do we tap into our vibration and raise our vibration to match this fifth-dimensional universe? We do things like I do, which is I hold my crystals a lot, and I meditate a lot, and I raise my vibration. I chant a lot. I say affirmations a lot. There goes myself. Also, medicines. The more people that take the pharmaceuticals, the more pharmaceuticals that are being flushed down our toilets, and the more everybody's affected in the water. I don't drink regular water. I go out and get reverse osmosis water. I go out and get fluoride-free water. I get distilled water, which is very inexpensive. Why? Because the fluoride makes you not psychic either, And so if you're drinking the regular tap water, you lose a lot of your psychic abilities, and they hide this from us. The kids going to school these days, why are they ADHD? Because they're drinking fluoride. Why is there autism on the rise? Because the planet, it's the chemtrails and the environment. There are such a thing as chemtrails. We have a really harsh environment right now, so we have to do our best right now to fight the toxic environment, which is all the mercuries, the things in the chemtrails that they're spraying, to change the weather patterns, to actually create the weather patterns to be the way they are. The government won't tell you all this, it's kept secret, but the pharmaceuticals are not good. If any way of natural healing, if you can go back to your ancestry and know that there's a wisdom, ancient wisdom person in you, you have a better chance of living a really long life, 100 years old. I want to help people on the planet to know this. I want to share this message to hopefully billions, that to live a longer life, the secret is don't go to the doctor too much unless you really need the doctor, because, chances are, that what the spirits have told me on the other side is there's a lot of medical mistakes out there right now. And, you're lucky and rare if you, go to the doctor and can get the right treatment. But, that's, but the case is that thousands and thousands and millions of people are on all these pharmaceutical drugs. And they don't really have to. It's just the money. They, the doctors prescribe so easily because they need the money, But, I care about people, and that's what I want to help. So I want to help the environment. How do we do our part in helping the environment? We don't use plastic grocery bags when we go to the store. We bring our own grocery bags. That's one thing that you could do your part. You don't use straws. They're harming our sea life creatures. Diet is huge. For me, I tell people, all the spirits tell me the past. So many people sit in this chair for readings with me, thousands of people a year, who have an elderly loved one who have died of cancer. Why? Why is cancer on the rise? Because the diets we eat, the GMOs in the food, genetically modified organisms in the white flour, the sugars are not good. All the antibiotics that are fed to the cows, and why is our environment screwed up? Because there's so many cows. I mean, if you do your research, because cows let off some kind of gas in our environment. So the more cows on the planet, So, if you can do your part and become vegan, it's great. Or if you could just at least eat grass-fed beef if you have to eat beef, but you need free-range animals because the other animals are getting antibiotics and it's not good for you. So why are people getting sick? That's why. I've learned as a psychic myself, it took me years actually as a psychic myself to learn all this. I didn't get this stuff given to me overnight. I listened to my spirits and they tell me everything. And they tell me, we have to do our part. So you have to move every day too. You have to move your body. Move it or lose it. It's true. I mean, how do we get sick and sit idle? I want to tell you a little story what happened to me. I'm not going to say the name of the medication, but it was a medication to help the dopamine in my brain so that I could relax more because I used to get anxiety really bad. Meditation is medication. That's my medication now. I meditate daily. And the drug that I was taking at the time was something to relax the dopamine in my brain, like I said. I had a severe reaction to it, and it took me a whole year, almost bedridden for a whole year, to heal myself. And I only was on that drug for 1 month, literally. And that's when I finally learned the big aha moment, the huge lesson in life that, these pharmaceuticals are not good. They're toxic. So if you can do your part, you can eventually eliminate them all from your body and you don't have to be on medications. I also tapped into the magic a little bit. Magic is that we are magical beings in the universe. So whatever we think, we create. And when you're aware of it, that you create and manifest that rapidly on the earth plane right now, when you think a thought, it shows up now right in front of me very rapidly when I think a thought. The power of our words, too. When our words go out, emit the power out there, you're going to create with your words what you want to show up in your life. So if you're talking something like your self-pity story or something, your victim story, you're going to become more of a victim. The universe is going to anchor it into place for you to be more of a victim. So don't go out and talk about your victim story if you want to be powerful and you want to be amazing and you want to be huge and you want to be successful. Go out and talk about how successful you are and feel it as if it's already happening to you. Like a shaman in the rainforest, all he does is sit and feel rain as if it's falling upon him already. And it rains torrential rains for 4 days straight. And he knows how to do it like that fast. He doesn't go out and do a long rain dance or anything and go, and I was in a naming ceremony with a Choctaw Ojibwe elder, and his name was Rainbow Eagle, and he named me Lady Butterfly. And when I was being named, 2 butterflies flew over my head. And this morning, right before this video shoot, I woke up, didn't have my coffee yet. By the way, I drank only organic coffee, but limit your caffeine. And there was a moth about this big flying in my kitchen. And it scared the bejeebies out of me because I was like, thought it was going to go into my hair or something, and then that would have been trouble. But it didn't. And it's still in my kitchen right now, and it's resting on a light fixture. But huge moth. So I got the medicine prophecy from the moth medicine is the totem animal moth or butterfly means transformation and transmutation and the dance of joy. So the dance of joy in your life is be joyous every day. Shake people's hands and say, hi, it's so nice to meet you. Don't be lackadaisical and just act like you have a no-care attitude, or you're going to not, vibrate positive people to you. Who you hang around with and who you vibrate to you. And, the type of people is the type of vibration you're going to be carrying too. So watch who you hang with. How to be a successful entrepreneur. I've been a successful entrepreneur. I started my own corporation, Jane Voneman Psychic and Medium, and I do blogs, and my website is psychicjane.com. And I've done radio shows, radio blogs in the UK, and they say just don't sit back and let it happen to you if you want to be discovered. You have to go out and make yourself discovered. So I learned this actually from a cool person. His name's Tony, and his last name begins with an R. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to mention names in this video, so I won't. But he knows who he is if he's watching this video. And he, and him and Joe P, his last name begins with a P, they, I started reading and listening to their articles, and they were saying, that you need to make a good YouTube video to be discovered. Justin Bieber was discovered just because he did some YouTube videos. Oh, now I mentioned a name. Sorry. Oops, I forgot. Oh, well, anyway. So, and just tap into the magic every day, and it's vital. Oh, and read a lot. Reading books, very good for your mind. Every single day, if you can read at least a couple paragraphs a day, you're doing great in the world, because you're a better speaker, everything. So just remember, all of you, meditation is medication. I think I told you everything from my story. Get your crystals, hold your crystals. Crystals are amazing. And I have an app called Spirit Dice, and I have a book. That's my Spirit Dice app logo. And I'm an author, and I wrote a book called Tune Into the Magic Within. And my books are on Balboa Press and Amazon. And you can find me all over Facebook, Jane Voneman DuPerow, or Jane Voneman Psychic and Medium public figure page. And I think I said everything I needed to say today. I wanted to lastly say that China is getting ready to kind of take over the whole world with, all their assets and things that they are doing. So be prepared, and it's going to still be okay, our country. But just remember, you're raising your vibration. Happy, happy, happy state of joy. We're living in a fifth dimensional earth plane universe. If you can just raise and match your vibration to know that by watching the power of your thoughts, watching the power of your words. Okay, thanks everybody for listening to me and enjoying my YouTube video, and I hope I helped millions today. Thanks.